Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lindgren. The impact of the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine is being felt by people around the world, including here at home in the Southern Tier. Big Fox's Matt Kleindienst shows us how one local organization is rising to the occasion, providing support to Ukrainians who need it most.
Good evening, Jennifer. The Elmira Rotary Club is collecting donations for Ukrainian disaster relief and is encouraging residents to donate in any way that they can.
This war in Ukraine has hit a lot of nerve locally.
The Elmira Rotary Club is taking action to help the citizens of Ukraine. The club has connections within the country, which prompted them to start fundraising for the Rotary Ukraine Disaster Relief Fund.
The Elmira Rotary Club has a relationship with a club in Kyiv, Ukraine. It's called the Multinational Rotary Club of Kyiv. When the conflict started in Ukraine, we made a decision to raise some funds within the club.
Richard Dubois says the club's charitable fund arm quickly raised $500 and then raised even more money at Sunday's Unity in the community rally.
We took in $840 which we were quite surprised because of the weather, the crowd was a little bit smaller than we expected.
To date, the club has raised just over $4,000, which Dubois credits to residents wanting to help in any way they can.
There's a lot of people, the descendants of Eastern Europe and Ukraine here, and just felt that this was an unjust war by Russia.
Dubois says the money will be sent to the Rotary Club International, which will then distribute the funds towards Ukraine's 62 Rotary clubs.
It's a good way to give where you're comfortable that the money's going to get where you want it to be.
Residents can donate online at elmirarotary.org. Matt Kleindienst, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
President Biden is in Poland and is set to meet with Ukrainian refugees prior to a monumental address on Saturday. Alexis McAdams tells us this comes as the civilian death toll in Ukraine rises day by day and refugees continue to pour into NATO and European Union countries.
President Biden on the ground in Poland to see the growing refugee crisis. This as the attacks on Ukraine continue.
10 million people have been displaced thus far. 3.8 million people to other countries, including more than 1 million children.
President Biden spending the day in Poland to witness the massive refugee crisis.
I'm looking at mothers who you don't have to understand the language they speak. You just see in their eyes the pain. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The commander-in-chief meeting with American service members who were on the ground in Poland, bolstering NATO forces in the region.
How are you? Well, yourself? So what's at stake, not just in what we're doing here in Ukraine to try to help the Ukrainian people and keep the massacre from continuing, but beyond that, what's at stake is what are your kids and grandkids going to look like in terms of their freedom.
With almost 40% of the EU's natural gas coming from Russia, the United States is now partnering to provide natural gas to wean those countries off of Russian energy.
The U.S. commitment to provide the European Union with additional at least 15 billion cubic meters of LNG this year is a big step in this direction.
On Saturday, President Biden will deliver a major address about the crisis in Ukraine. In Brussels, Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
The New York Department of Agriculture announced that they are banning all poultry shows in an effort to curb the spread of avian flu. Avian flu has affected 17 states so far and is rapidly spreading across the country. The Department of Agriculture will continue to assess the situation and will revisit the ban in late May. According to the CDC, no cases of avian flu have been found in humans, and the outbreak does not present an immediate public health concern. An investigation was conducted at the Elmira Heights School District yesterday after a disturbing image was posted on social media. Superintendent Michael Gill released a letter to parents about the situation. He said that police were involved in investigating the post and schools operated at heightened security. However, the schools are continuing normal operations. Details are limited at this time, but the superintendent encouraged parents to call the district if they have any questions. The city of Elmira has been cutting down trees at the Woodlawn Cemetery throughout the week. In a statement, City Manager Mike Collins explained that the trees being cut down are rotting inside and pose a danger to visitors and gravestones. Trees that are slated for removal have been marked with an X. Some of the American Rescue Plan funds were used to pay for the tree removal. An 11th grader who is blind has gone viral after video of her awesome basketball skills gained nationwide attention. Matt Whitcoast sat down with the high schooler to talk about the shot and the program that made it happen.
After a couple of taps on the backboard, Jules Hoagland takes her shot. The crowd of students from Zeeland East and West erupts in excitement.
I was like, everyone's staring at me, but I can't see them staring at me, so this is good.
Because Jules is blind, she has help on the hardwood. The girl in the video behind Jules is Allie Guffey.
She's my eyes on the court because I don't have my cane, so I have to put my trust in her to make sure she doesn't let me get hit by balls, and she guides me in the right direction.
The two are inseparable on
just make sure that she's all lined up. You can put your left foot forward a little bit.
and off the court.
I had never met anyone who was blind before, so I knew nothing. She put a lot of trust into me, and it was a lot of trial and error, but we have come very, very far, and now we're in a class together for the past 2 years.
They knew each other back in middle school, but the Unified Sports Program made the two grow together almost like sisters.
I'm really gonna miss you, Allie, and I know next year I'm gonna feel the same way.
This program started several years ago as a chance to make friends.
To watch the culture shift of our school community really made a difference, and just to be able to watch how that's continued to grow, students be accepted, students be shown that they matter, and given a chance to prove that to the school body.
Yep, got it. You got it. Yep. Okay, now stop.
This is Allie's senior year. She's already making plans to see Jules back out on the court.
So then, for that to just be done is it's hard to think about, because this has been my family for 3 years.
But I think it's humbling when you realize that those goals are reality, and that those are the relationships that now exist in our campus, in our community.
Meteorologist Todd Nelson is in next with your complete weekend forecast. Stay with us.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
All right, thanks again for checking in as we take a look at your local forecast. We have some unsettled weather with this upcoming weekend. We'll be into the mid and upper 40s on Saturday, chilling down to 28 Saturday night with a rain-snow mix, and snow expected on your Sunday with some minor accumulations. And again, daytime highs will be quite a bit below average. But overnight tonight, here's a look at your planner. If you do happen to be up early in the morning, looking at temps falling through the 30s, and again, some scattered rain showers will be pushing through. But waking up to the mid-30s, that'll be a little bit above the average. We're about 10 degrees above the average. Sunrise is near that 7 o'clock hour. As I mentioned, about the mid to upper 40s, and that will be slightly below the average. So showers tonight as this secondary clipper slides through. It will be a cooler weekend, some rain and snow chances, and then some minor snowfall accumulations certainly can't be ruled out. Here's a look at, again, our forecast. And you can see some of these blue and green colors sneaking through. Saturday, we do have that rain and snow chance, but then Saturday night into early Sunday morning is when we really see the snow chance push through with a better chance of accumulations, and it will be a chilly and kind of a windy upcoming weekend. And because of the temperatures here and the winds coming across the lake, there will be some heavier snows downwind of the eastern Great Lakes region. But closer to home, Corning and Elmira, we may have, again, some minor snowfall accumulations region-wide, about a ½ inch expected. And then as you head north, Ithaca, Wayland, maybe an inch or two of some of that snowfall. Total amounts of liquid through this upcoming weekend could be around maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. That'll be all the precipitation, rain, and snow melted down into that liquid fashion. Binghamton maybe a couple of tenths of an inch as well. So scattered showers, 34 degrees. A few communities could have some snow mixing in as well. It will be a little bit on the windier side heading through the day Saturday, but not too bad in the morning. Temperatures falling down into the mid-30s again, about 10 degrees above average. The winds out of the southwest initially and then turning more west to potentially even northwesterly and picking up in intensity through the afternoon, maybe some 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. 46 for the afternoon high. That'll be again a little bit below the average. Some scattered showers and then seeing a few of those snow showers mixing in at times for some of the prone communities. Wayland will be at 42, Binghamton 45 to the south. Mansfield will be at 43 degrees, and Corning and Elmira will be in the 40s as well. Daytime highs on Sunday chilling down to the 30s, and again scattered snow showers expected, even lingering through Monday as we fall even more down into the upper 20s through the weekend and early next week. We are expecting some minor snowfall accumulations, but it shouldn't last long. That's 62 by Thursday with some more rain.
Rising fuel prices are hitting some farmers hard. If it's rough fueling up your car's tank, just think about fueling a fleet of tractors. Austin Westfall is in Latta, South Carolina, where one farm is forking over all kinds of cash.
So far this season, Betty Allen Farms says that they've spent tens of thousands of dollars more on fuel than they're used to. They say these are the most expensive fuel prices they can remember.
It went from $2.70 a gallon to $4.70 a gallon.
In just over 3 months, a couple million corn stalks will stand in this field. But right now, it's planting season.
This is corn seed and we're planting 28,000.
One tractor preps the soil, another places the seeds, and a sprayer kills winter weeds. The fleet requires 20,000 gallons of fuel per year.
That's about $2 times 20,000 is $40,000 extra.
Farmer Keith Allen says the spike in costs will eventually affect consumers because as the cost of farming goes up, the cost of groceries will likely follow.
Production costs across their entire bottom line are rising and have been rising for the last few years.
The American Farm Bureau Federation says farm production costs are likely to increase 6% in 2022, which follows a 12% increase in 2021. Fertilizer, seeds, and chemical prices are also contributing to the increase, but a possible saving grace for farmers like Allen is the rising price of corn.
Today, that commodity prices have risen enough to cover that increase, we hope.
In Allen's case, he says corn prices are up because of droughts in Brazil and Argentina. That makes his crops more valuable, at least for the moment.
Price is going to fluctuate very dependently on supply and demand.
Allen says right now corn goes for around $7.50 per bushel. Just 6 months ago, it was closer to $5. He says he should be okay as long as prices don't dip before harvest time.
If commodity prices don't stay as high as they are, we won't be able to farm next year.
Even if fuel prices were to get cheaper soon, Allen says that would not help his case. He buys fuel in bulk. He's already gotten everything he's needed through the fall, so that means that these high prices are locked in for him. In Latta, South Carolina, Austin Westfall, Fox News.
Legal marijuana growers are on high alert, citing a rise in synthetic THC products that are hurting their businesses and posing potential health risks. Rob Dawson has a look at how these weed alternatives are made and the controversy behind them.
We're a cannabis state, we're a grower state.
Michigan is one of 18 states, including Washington, D.C., where recreational marijuana is legal, with 38 states in D.C. also legalizing medical marijuana. And for licensed growers across the country, many invest millions of dollars into their crops and face steep taxes and regulations. But now, those farmers are facing growing threats from synthetic marijuana alternatives.
Honestly, I'm terrified.
THC is the compound in marijuana that gets people high, but scientists say people are taking hemp, the non-psychoactive part of a cannabis plant used to make CBD products, and altering it, heating it up and adding different chemicals to transform CBD into a synthetic THC compound.
You start with some basic building block molecules, which are then converted in a laboratory using chemical reactions. But the end product is really the same.
These synthetic strains are growing in popularity because they're cheaper to produce. But besides posing potential health risks, licensed marijuana growers say synthetic THC is encroaching on their profits, making it harder to compete.
We believe that traditional natural THC and cannabinoids will still prevail over synthetics. I think it is a battle to fight, but I think it's one that we will win.
At least 17 states have banned synthetic THC products. Michigan is one state considering legislation to allow them, but would require proper testing and labeling if passed. Rob Dawson, Fox News.
For the first time, microplastics have been found in human blood. This is video of researchers studying microplastics, looking at sea life. Microplastics are extremely small pieces of plastic debris created by the breakdown of consumer products and industrial waste. Dutch researchers have taken blood samples from 22 anonymous healthy adult donors. They say the blood samples of 17 of the donors, or more than 77%, contained microplastics. The study was published in the journal Environment International. The scientists are calling their findings extremely concerning. Right now, the health effects of ingesting microplastics are unclear, but studies have claimed they can cause allergic reactions and inflammatory bowel disease in humans. Living the dream or just making a dull living? A new study details the jobs people like and those they endure. British researchers at the University of Essex in England looked at the jobs considered the most boring and the most exciting. Accounting, tax or insurance work, data analysis, and banking ranked in the top 5 for boring. Cleaning jobs also placed at the top of the list as well. So what do people like to do? The top 5 most exciting jobs include the performing arts, science, getting the scoop in journalism, health professions, and teaching. The study is in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin. Some users of a popular mobile payment app are being targeted for theft. Credible.com, a multi-level marketplace lender, says scammers are calling users of Zelle, the app that uses money in your bank for payments, and telling them that their accounts have been compromised or that payments didn't complete. Some transactions are reversed by customers, which are actually authorizing transactions to scammers, who then steal the money. Experts urge people not to respond to calls by people saying they're bank agents. Instead, check with the authorized number on your bank card. Calling all Jedis and Sith Lords, the Force is definitely strong in New York City. Ashley Strohmeyer takes us through the world's largest Star Wars fan exhibit.
It's being called the largest private Star Wars collection in the world. Manhattan's new exhibit, The Fans Strike Back, features 600 pieces of memorabilia from the iconic sci-fi movie and items made by fans for fans.
The exhibition is really an exhibition that celebrates the fans themselves and their love of this genre, their exploration of the mythos that creates it.
The pop-up museum promises plenty of photo ops with countless life-size versions of your favorite characters, including Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Jabba the Hutt, Yoda, and more.
One of the fan favorites is right behind me, this R2-D2, which is actually made of an old lamppost and a washing machine drum that makes it up. So a lot of the parts that are used in this exhibition to create the individual pieces are recycled.
And with models of the Death Star, Millennium Falcon, and the X-Wing starfighters orbiting outside the observation deck of the famous Starkiller base, it's easy to get lost in a galaxy far, far away. But exhibition officials say this experience is all about fans finding themselves.
And you have your classic setups between the hero and the villain, between good and evil. And you've always got your underdog who somehow finds a way. And we all find ourselves in that place in our lives where we wonder which path we're going to choose. So the stories are very relatable.
The Fans Strike Back runs through June. Besides a camera, make sure you also bring a pair of comfortable shoes. The exhibit will take you at least an hour to walk through. Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
We want to leave you with a smile. If you've ever craved a Pepsi with your pancakes, you're in luck. Get ready for this. Pepsi is pairing with IHOP to create Pepsi Maple Syrup Cola. that promises to combine caramel nodes of a Pepsi with sweet maple syrup. If you're interested to try the concoction, just know it won't be available in stores or IHOP locations either. You'll only be able to get it through a social media giveaway from now until March 29th. Those who are interested need to post a photo or video of a stack of pancakes to Instagram or Twitter, tagging @IHOP and adding hashtags #ShowUsYourStack and Pepsi Sweepstakes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here next time.